Hello. Indiamart released its latest earnings for quarter one of fiscal year 2026. And along with these latest earnings, they have released their latest transcript for the investor conference call or the con call. So let's read some of the important things that were said in this con call. Now, if you want to know where you can read these con calls, you can just Google them on Google for the transcript for the con calls, or you can go to the company's website and look for the con calls under the investor relations section, or you can go to websites like screener.com and they will have a section of documents where you can find the transcript for the con call. So let's read some of the important things said in the con call. Now, if you go to first of all, we go to page number 7, and here we find some very interesting stuff. Let me make myself smaller. This is the person from IndiaMart. They're saying for them, revenue growth and the consumer experience is quite important. So, as I repeat, revenue growth and consumer experience is very important for IndiaMart, and they will continue to invest more and more in experimentation. So, if you're trying to get any hang on the bottom line, I think let's go with a traditional guidance, 30 to 35% margin guidance. So for the future or for the near future, IndiaMart is giving a 30 to 35% operating margin as their guidance or as their future expectations. What expectations of the margin can we see from IndiaMart? So 30 to 35% operating margin. Moving on, we go to page number 9 of the con call. All right. Okay, so this is an analyst asking, okay, in terms of just qualitatively, how much of the issues that say silver customers were facing, say 3 months back, have you made any progress on that? Maybe some qualitative input. Sorry about the audio quality. Sorry about that. Yeah. So, what is he asking? What exactly is he asking? So, as you can see, who are these silver customers? So IndiaMart, it makes its money from suppliers who pay a subscription. So we have platinum, we have gold, we have silver. These are the tiers of subscription. So let's say you and I, we pay for a subscription, let's say Netflix. Suppliers pay that to IndiaMart for better service. So silver customers are the one who buy the silver tier subscription plan from IndiaMart. And you can say this is the lower tier, let's say the cheaper tier. So new customers will first buy the silver ones. If they like that, they may buy monthly. They now may go to quarterly, then yearly silver. Then they go to their platinum plan and the gold plan if they like the service of IndiaMart. So silver customers are the new paid suppliers, a new fresh source for revenue. And if IndiaMart keeps adding more and more number of paid suppliers, it's going to make much more revenue. But and of course, silver customers are the new customers, very important for IndiaMart. Now, issues are being faced by silver customers. So 3 months ago, have you made any progress there? Maybe some qualitative input. So silver customers are facing problems. Now, Mr. Agarwal from IndiaMart, he answers that let me clarify, it's not a single thing that silver customer was facing. The silver customer faces multiple problems, such as he is not able to get a grasp of the platform, or he doesn't have a person to follow up, or the price that they were asking for is too difficult, or the enquiry, that is the question they were looking for, is very local. So, in general, the silver customers have been facing a number of problems of variety of problems, not just located in one thing. The problems are very diverse. Basically, they're very diverse, and so they're trying to correct the general problems that were being highlighted by silver, gold, and platinum. So the problems faced by all types of customers, regardless of subscription plan, they're trying to solve them. And we found that many of them highlighted towards the incompleteness of the lead quality. Lead quality refers to the quality of lead as in a potential customer. So seller, of course, like sellers on IndiaMart were paying a subscription, right? They're trying to find buyers, of course. So sorry, in this case, the lead quality refers to the quality of the buyer. So many of them had highlighted the weaker intent on the lead quality. And I think we have addressed some of those things. And many of them had highlighted, many of the suppliers had highlighted, why am I seeing a non-local business inquiry, whether it is buyer or seller. So they are facing a number of issues and they're being trying to solve. And they say we have corrected those things. So some issues faced by buyers and sellers, and some of the issues faced by IndiaMart's customers, whether that be gold, silver, platinum, they have actually corrected those problems. So moving on, we can say, okay, the good part is that the noise in the market, when you go to many customers, there were five different complaints. They have reduced generally. So let's say there were five different types of complaints, five complaints of different nature. They have reduced generally. And now they are only having very customer specific complaints that we are seeing. The three, four common complaints that people were generally asking for are, I think, we have reduced. So that's very nice. So complaints by customers, issues faced by new customers, new what can we say? Yeah, new customers for IndiaMart. That is the sellers that are going to buy a subscription. They're facing problems, and IndiaMart says that they've actually solved many of these problems. That's very nice. Progress is being made. So again, let's continue reading. One common complaint that is increased is that now inquiries are so good, I'm unable to find one. How can I get many more of that? So the inquiries are so good that they are not able to get any more. So let's see how do we solve for that. So that was page number 9 of the con call. Moving on, we have some important, interesting stuff for page 10. Now, IndiaMart's average revenue per user, sorry, audio problem there. IndiaMart's average revenue per user has been consistently rising 10%, 10%. And so an analyst asked that IndiaMart is raising prices. Is that okay? Is that sustainable? And here it is said, I think we have always guided that if you were growing on the customer base also, then typically anywhere up to 10% of the growth will come from average revenue per user, and anywhere up to 10% growth comes from customers. So if the customer base is growing, so they will try to get like 10% growth from a mix of average revenue per user increase and a mix from total number of users rising. But since there is no customer growth, then average revenue per user will have to do all the heavy lifting now. And also it is getting the benefit of the denominator not growing. So both these things are resulting in double digits average revenue per user growth. Otherwise, the ARPU would have been between 5 and 9%. So they're only growing ARPU so as to maintain 10% growth. Now, here it's asked churn problem. Now, basically, churn problem is basically you have new customers or existing customers. How many are not using your product again? So you bought a subscription of IndiaMart. You are a seller. You bought a subscription for let's say 1 quarter, and after the quarter is finished, you are not renewing your plan. Maybe you don't like it. That's churn, and they have been facing churn problems. So here it said by Mr. Dinesh Chandra Agarwal that there's no change in the churn. Churn remains elevated for silver monthly and silver annual customers. So silver customers, monthly and the annual ones, or the silver customers who have bought the monthly and the annual plans, the churn remains elevated for them. And churn remains well under control for the gold and the platinum customers. So silver customers, monthly and annual, facing churn problem, and gold and platinum customers, they're not facing churn problems among them. On the silver side, there is 4% annual churn, and on the monthly side, we are seeing 7%. And gold and platinum remains at about 1% plus minus on the monthly side. So churn, again, big problem for IndiaMart, maybe the biggest problem IndiaMart is currently facing right now. And on the silver side, annually 4% churn, monthly 7% churn, gold and platinum 1%. So The analyst asks him, why is the churn not coming down if you're making good changes on the product side? We already saw that Indiamart, we already read here, Indiamart is actually solving problems. Now, here it said, I'm only saying to wait for 2 quarters and see. Let's wait for 2 quarters. So the next 2 quarters, are things to look forward to, because there are two kinds of customers in a business. One is the monthly and one is the annual or the quarterly. Monthly customers have their own expectation because they only put in 3,000 rupees, and while they have an intent to do internet marketing, they have much lesser intent than those who are paying 30,000. Okay. And second part is they themselves have an affordability issue. So in the monthly customer base, typically most of the customers are less than 40 lakhs turnover, and since they have committed lesser money, they have also committed lesser resources to do the digital marketing or handling of the digital marketing versus someone who is paying 30,000 rupees. So only the newer last 3 month customers who have paid 30,000 are probably experiencing this new way of doing things. Their renewals will come up sometimes starting from February or March next year. So that's why maybe they're not experiencing that. While in the monthly system, we have yet not got much benefit. Maybe another quarter, we should see some green shoots on the monthly side, or at least on the gold and platinum side. So that was a very long paragraph. We saw what he was trying to say. The people playing 3,000, they're less intent on that part. They still want to do it, but the intent is not as good as compared to the ones paying 30,000 for the quarterly. And here say the renewals will come up sometime starting from February or March next year. So moving on, we have page number 11. Oh yeah, we already seen page number 11. Yeah, the page number 10 continued into page number 11. So now this is very important. At present, the repeat buyers are the highest ever. So sellers sell stuff on Indiamart, buyers buy stuff. So at present, the repeat buyers are the highest ever. Very nice. Repeat percentage is also the highest. The internal NPS is also the highest. If you see 58%, 58% repeat buyers, highest since COVID. And ever since then, since COVID, 58% is the highest repeat buyer. And in the Play Store, they've also gone the ratings have come up to 4.8. And most of their users are Android users, so they're not a lot of iPhone users. So on Play Store, the Google Play Store, the ratings have moved up to 4.8, and number of repeat buyers have also become the highest. Then moving on, we go to page number 18 of the Concall. Yes, very important. So, an analyst, Mr. Anmol Garg, asks, sure, so according to you, how many quarters would it take as a best guesstimate that this will start resulting in positive results on the churn side? So, Mr. Dinesh Chandra Agarwal answers that I have taken an internal target of at least 9 months of work is required, and 3 months has already happened. So at least 6 to 9 more months work is done. Then only they should be measured at the churn level. And on the leading indicator side, I think it is already giving us unique business inquiries. Okay, so what are they talking about? They're talking about buyer side advertising, and buyer side advertising helps us only and only reduce churn. So here they're talking about buyer side advertising, something Indiamart is doing. They are increasing their marketing expense, and to improve churn problem and increase the number of additions, increase number of suppliers, and at least improve the churn problem, they're asking for at least 6 to 9 months more work to be done. And they said look for 3 more quarters. So that's it. IndiaMart's latest con call, some of the important things that was said. If I missed any of the other important things, please do tell me, and hope you like the video. Bye.